3, 2.
Hello, and welcome to the Green Room. This is episode
11.
11. Wow.
Dude, we're going to have to start writing this down.
I know.
We're in double digits at this point.
This stuff is wild, man. It just keeps, it's like wildfire. It's just going crazy.
Well, yeah, so in the Now, up on YouTube today. Well, yesterday.
Awesome. Pound it out. All right.
21 episodes deep, only 11 up currently. Again, this is in the Now. So if you're listening to this, 2 years from now, this means nothing to you probably.
It's beautiful, and while...
Or really, maybe it means everything because you realize
I keep
patience,
checking.
Perseverance, steady.
I keep checking. It's cracking me up because I keep checking every couple of... He's got this whole thing down behind the scenes, and I keep checking it every couple hours because, well, my homework... So now we're going to lay it out on the table. My homework, okay, was to go back and review all the old shows and basically create taglines for them, basically.
Correct, because I'm doing all of the uploading components, getting, literally sitting there waiting for things to upload, losing sleep because I want to make sure that it's still running in the middle of the night. No. Go to bed. My body says, hey, wake up 2 hours later. Double check. It could be at like 29%. 2 hours later, it's like 36%. An hour later, all of a sudden, it's like uploading, everything's good. That's for real. I'm doing my part on the logistics of putting up. So I asked you to kind of complement that by writing down, hey, you're more organized in that capacity where I put all of that information into my head because I'm looking for the patterns. You're being more of, like you said, in the now and just trying to write it down as you go through. So I'm like, take all of that, give me, the hot points or the hot buttons and the cool stuff or like the funny stuff like Walk-In 3000. Yeah. Read the descriptions, that's a whole thing.
And it'll make sense when you listen to it, I believe it.
When it comes back around again with the echo.
So some of that, the idea was that you put in my head was that, what do you call it? The algorithm or whatever. Like I'm trying.
You said algorithm.
Yeah, I'm trying to create content tags that may be
hot buttons.
Yeah,
that was my word, hot buttons. Somebody's gonna go in the search engine and say, Tesla 369 theory. Boom, wrote that down. Yeah. They're gonna go in and say, hey, Walter Russell consciousness. Boom, wrote that down. Yeah, hot button.
Right, so it could actually tag us, pull us into your search, and then
as we get more views,
this?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm hoping for anyway. So that's my homework. That's what we're doing now, and then I think I'm roughly.
I received 7 or 7 and 8, so you're like already 3/4 through what we have. Because again, context. We're now creating episode 22, which is Green Room 11.
Right. Yes.
Wait, no. Yeah, because then the next episode will be Green Room, or I'm Telling You 12, which would make 23 episodes, because we're one episode ahead on I'm Telling You.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, it still confuses me. I've never been good with math, so just let it go.
I would say it's just you've been concussed quite a bit.
Well, that,
I think you're great with math. Your brain doesn't let you be. That's just my opinion.
Oh. Just took bang your head a little too seriously, didn't I?
Yeah, bang your So, being dope for a quick second, some of our listeners kind of been reaching out. We've been going back and forth. One of the things that they really enjoy, now mind you, appropriate context, they're of our relative age group. It puts it into a position, right? But so being of our relative context of that they're in our age group, they not only enjoy what references we use, but the fact that we do that. So, they too, on that movie level, music level, that movie speak, music speak, they appreciate what we're doing. So the comical jovialness is also respected, as well as the relative content of just being like, we're going to talk about whatever. Mm. And, it sometimes it's nothing to some people, and sometimes it's everything to somebody. So, it's working.
It's,
it's tingling, which means it's working, right?
Well, and you got to get that, you got to get a little of that going with the snozzberries and whatnot,
Snozzberries taste like snozzberries.
Of course they do. What else do they taste like?
Littering Ann.
Anyhow, yeah. I'm not really sure where you pulled me over, sir.
I've already pulled over. I can't pull over any further. He's already pulled over. He can't pull over any further. No, I pulled you boys over.
Well, I was thinking even better though. It'd be like, you know, the OG, right? It'd be like, license please. Isn't it on the back of the car, man?
Whoa! Now you're showing age. Because I mean, we weren't. Well, no, that was 77, I think. I feel like 76 or 77.
That's my year.
Well, but I was about to be. That was before we were born. But I'm like, nah, that might have been right about the same exact. You know,
it's
year
about the
set.
same time.
Close enough that
I've revealed that, you know.
In all due respect,
Star Wars, by the way,
we should not have been watching any of that stuff because we were basically infants, and we're not. Maybe that was our like Finding Nemo, because you know what I mean. Like kids from the generation or so below us, they grew up. Their movie was like Finding Nemo or like Pixar stuff, right?
Sure.
So ours would have probably would have been like Cheers and like Cheech and Chong.
It's funny because I can't even really imagine that sometimes when I get on that thought process, because it's like when that occurs to you, it's like you don't realize like. There's plenty of people alive today that are full-grown adults, plenty of people, that, like, when you try to tell them, like, we kind of invented our own games as kids at times.
No, not kind of. We did.
Yeah, I mean, like...
we still do.
A tennis ball was all you needed.
Tennis ball? No, stick.
A stick.
Stick. Rock. Pebble. Butterfly. Dude, we didn't care.
I mean, if you're really on hard time. But, I mean, I'm just saying, like, sometimes that's all it took was like just a
Sometimes
tennis ball.
it was lizard. Why are you laughing? This is real.
That's a Cali thing, I think, though. I mean,
That's like my neighborhood thing, which, I mean, yeah, it's from Cali, but... So I'm going to call it a Cali thing, because, like...
I don't know, do you tip coyotes?
No, we weren't in the hills. We were at the foothills. So if you were in the hills, you had to deal with, like, coyotes. If you were in the mountains, maybe. But, like, at the foothills...
Because here the reference used to be cattle, but not anymore.
Well, see, and odd enough, man, around my area, if there was any farms, it was oranges or it was cattle. Like, it was cow. So,
yeah,
and not even like milk farms. It was beef. Like, it was cow farms.
And you remember this, too, because you moved here, you were like 13, 14?
12.
12. Oh, that's right. I was 14-ish.
I was a month and 5 days away from being 13. Not that I remember the exact day that I moved here for any reason.
So yeah, the like around here was cornfields. Like I remember growing up.
I mean, still some, but yeah,
everywhere. I used to take.
It was like Iowa or some shit around here.
I used to take shortcuts to get certain places. I would just cut through this cornfield and go down the hill, and I could go to the local like swimming pool. I could go to I had a shortcut to get to my friend. Actually, I had a shortcut to get to your house by going through the farm, through the back of my neighborhood.
Yeah, if you rode your bike.
Like where the street just went on.
Yeah,
and
like
just
walking
stopped.
it was not like that great, but like...
Well, you remember that at the end of my block where the street just stops?
It was like sidewalk, dirt. No like notice, no transition, just done. Like yellow brick road, no moss. Dirt. Yeah, which...
Yeah, and I'd cut through that farmer's yard across the street, and I was in the back of your parents' neighborhood. It took me like 3 minutes to get there.
Well, that was also at a time where there was a couple other houses missing, so you could even cut through the backside of my neighborhood because there was nothing there.
There was still the dirt mounds.
Yeah, I think it pretty much the best point you had to go through like one person's yard, which is large enough property you could literally just ski skirt down the middle, and nobody gave a shit. Like literally nobody cared.
Yeah, nobody really cared.
Why? Because why? What would be the point?
Why? What are you doing? Yeah. Well,
like, there goes that kid again on his bike. Hey, say hi to your parents for me.
There wasn't the same kind of distrust. It feels like that there is now. Like, completely normal to just let your kid just go off all day long and play. Like, it doesn't seem like you see that as much anymore. But
well, that's because every person with a car or a van is going to like rob, molest, or steal your child. Even the ugly ones. Yeah, they're out there. We know this.
Well, it's not just that. The kids don't care to be outside. They got devices. They got,
Yeah.
Really
combination
pale skin.
thereof.
Yeah.
They got what?
Really pale skin from being stuck in a house.
They hear like repelling skin. I'm like, what do you mean? Like reptile? Like what? What?
Oh, that'd be
weird. I mean, that would explain why they don't want to get kidnapped. They're like, yo, why do I want this
like
kid?
V, like
They got like stuff all over. Oh, don't even.
Dude, it'd be like V with, with the hands coming out of the.
Or it could be like aliens.
That's really, I'm really showing my
Even
age
better,
here.
like Spaceballs. The bishop's laying on the counter. Oh no, not again. Hello, my baby. Yeah, no.
Dude, you brought in the WB frog, man.
Dude, that was before it was the WB frog.
I know. Wow.
That was like
That's
the
true.
mammy frog. That's what that was. Mama. You do.
That's so racist.
Only if you do it indignantly.
He said indignantly.
Because dude, that's for real. Because at that point, you're not being ignorant, you being ignorant. Oh. Yeah. That's ignorance squared, if not cubed, then squared.
Ignorant.
Yeah, dude, you being ignorant right now. Yeah, dude, especially me, right? All right, so because of my background, because of who I am and like how I was raised, if I see one of my fellow people stepping out of line, it's my job to educate, not disrespect, not put down, because that is rude.
What do you mean, your people?
Exactly, my people. Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean, you people?
Those who know me, they know what's what, and none of them ever question me, as I don't them. No 3 snaps in Z formation. This ain't in living color. This is not a mockery right now. Yeah, this might be the green room. This is for real.
Yeah, you're right.
My people...
I got to get the sillies out regardless. So
Well, this is true. I got to get the serious out because sometimes I get a little too serious. I notice that. It's all right. That's what I bring. We balance.
That's quite all right.
But yo, me and my people, for real, we respect, appreciate, and understand differences without singling them out.
That's right.
We're aware of,
Well,
and we celebrate one another for, as well as for being a united family. We show true love, always. Much love, fam.
Well, we would be just as quick to pick on ourselves.
No, quicker. Oh, hey, no. One of us say something about ourselves and just be like, oh, you mean like, and we either dig at your mama or you, or we make us even look worse. Because, dude, it's like, it's like, you thought that was funny? No, this is funnier. Yeah, that's how you should have said the joke. Now I'm going to tear you apart because it's like, I got that. And we respect each other. Yeah, dude, like you and I do. You know what I mean? It's no disrespect. We don't go at something that's actually legit and for real.
No.
It's like, you joking about my Uruguay mess ups and me like hitting at you for like empirical or whatever.
Dude, I mean...
It humbles us.
But I was thinking about that too. It's like...
Uruguay? I think about that too because it haunts me now.
Yeah, you see how I feel now. But it's entertaining. Like, I go back and I listen to it and I'm like...
Yeah, it makes me laugh.
It makes me laugh. But like, not only that, but... I was saying this before, just kind of half-heartedly joking. And I was like, well, maybe there's some people out there that didn't understand what empirical was like me.
Correct.
Maybe that was a positive thing for them. And
if I may...
It was funny because listening to it, doing my homework today, it really that really got to me. I was like...
He made the cat
clawing. Like a freaking idiot over here.
Yeah, no, scratching the nails down the chalkboard. Yeah, dude, he was irritated by...
But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? It's I'm not going to take that personal. I don't identify with that.
And that was going to be my greater point is you and I find a place where we can actually be humbled by what we do. And we're just like, yeah, I know I meant, and I should have. All right, cool. And then we come back around. But because
it's how you move forward with it, right?
It's the example, another episode, it's the example that we set. Because we know we're going to mess up. You're going to mess up. We're all going to mess up. Let's all mess up together. But it's when we can actually...
Yeah,
wouldn't you like that? But it's what we do from that. So being humble means that you can say, hey, yeah, I did that and I meant to do this. And you know what? Next time I'm going to attempt to still do that, I'm just most likely going to be closer to than not messing up.
I mean, that's the difference between the 40-year-old that's living with his mom, right? And the 30-year-old that has his own business is, it's not that you fell, right? It's not that you fell.
It's how you stand back up.
It's not even how many times you fall.
Correct.
As a matter of fact, you could probably mark your success by how many times you've fallen. But it's that second part. It's
So-
how quick do you get up? How quick do you learn from your mistakes? And
So a definition of what a millionaire is that I've heard, because there's a bunch of them. The definition of a millionaire that I really, resonate with is a millionaire is a person that will make $1 million 10 times, but they'll finally keep it on that 10th time. Think about that. That's a true millionaire. Not that cat that, went out, did their thing, and all of a sudden somehow become that viral video or, wrote that book or was that sports player. Because how many times do we see all those cats making all that money and they literally just give it away faster than they make it? So a true millionaire is an individual that will make $1 million 10 times, but on that 10th time, they'll actually keep it. And then they make more.
Well,
Thank you for that
Yes,
verification,
absolutely,
universe.
yes, absolutely.
In case y'all didn't hear
Absolutely.
that was the refrigerator trying, which I don't understand. It's cold in here.
I have no
My
idea.
nose is freezing. Baby,
Maybe
it's cold outside.
Maybe it's warming it up right now. I have no idea.
That's you and me making it hot right now. Shh, just lay by the fire, baby. But yeah, no. So for real, that to me, I think that's that greater point on that because that's as the universe just indicate. Yeah, that's solidification. But that's just how I feel about it. Doesn't mean it's right. I just feel that way.
So, we are right now we're.
It's
guy-
green room. We're sipping tequila.
This guy doesn't come over with a 750. No. He comes over with a handle.
That's not true. There is no handle on it.
And
I mean, it's a big bottle, but there's no handle on it.
people.
Well, but in my defense, I totally explained. I asked for allowance because I did not wish to stop because it was late at night, so most likely nothing open that's going to be appropriate. There was availability from a very close member of my individuals, and I respectfully said, hey, may I borrow and bring back tomorrow? Yeah, I rhymed that. You're welcome. And in doing so, they're like, yes, I thank you and I appreciate that. And I was like, and I thank you and I appreciate that. So I took and I will bring back tomorrow and I will thank them again. And later, at some point, not only will I pay that forward, I'll also pay them back.
So with this type of beverage, what's the proper toast?
Salud.
Salud.
Yeah.
Salud. Just to make sure I'm saying it right. That's all.
Yeah, S-A-L-U-D.
Well,
Upside down, exclamation point, S-A-L-U-D. Right side up, exclamation
salud.
point.
Yeah.
Salud.
Yeah.
Which you also say,
Salute is there's like different
Wait,
I mean Latin, Spanish.
But yeah,
they're all
so kind of in the same as Nazdrovia. It's to your health. It's a salute. It's a respect to a higher regard. So whether it's like have you better health, have you better life, have that better respect for upper. It's literally just a salute to all that is better than us.
Well, I mean that's pretty much what the Gaelic version means too, right? I mean it's.
I think that's what most of them mean.
Sláinte or-
Correct, because it's basically a humbling statement that says, yo, we are aware that there is something better than us, and right now we say thank you because we get a moment to enjoy. So instead of having to be, a continuous battle, because there's plenty of us, we're on a continuous battle, when you don't have to, when you can stop for that half a second to enjoy a sip, show your respect. So salud.
Salud.
Nazdrovia.
So,
Needle pulling thread.
that's true.
I watched a dope movie last night.
Oh, do tell.
War Dogs. Netflix.
Wait, who's in that?
Jonah Hill. And I forget the other guy because I've only seen him in one or two other things, so his name's not coming to my mind. I can see his character's name because I run the subtitles. I like the subtitles. This way I can keep the volume down in case it gets all loud with pop 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 and blowing stuff up. It was, to me, and apparently it was an adaptation of an actual event. It was two 22-year-old best friends from junior high that basically were gun runners that attempted to cheat the American government with what should have been correct AK-47 bullets, and in actuality they were Chinese made, and at the time there was an embargo between China and America, so they could not legally accept, and they attempted to repack. Like, this is a real story apparently. Yeah.
Okay. I have not seen that one.
2016, so it's about 5 years old now.
Okay.
Yeah, it was when Jonah Hill was still a little bit on the large side. I don't know if it was like he was still wearing. I mean, I feel like he was still at that point just before he started.
I don't know why
the
it
weight.
was just then that I put a face to that name and then realized what it was, because that's the kid from Superbad.
Yo.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, this is the
I
end.
know I'm a little slow, but you know, like
was-
we've said, I've hit my head a lot of times. So.
My favorite role with him, Moneyball.
I'm embarrassed to say I have not seen that movie.
I'll give you a copy. Moneyball. If y'all ain't seen Moneyball, Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill, dope performances. For real. The movie is phenomenal. The story behind it's phenomenal. I mean, it seems like that's where we're going, is talking about the stories and the way they. But yeah, dude, those.
That could be interesting. Just for the fact that I like him in some other stuff too. So always a 12 Monkeys fan. Always Fight Club.
And so that's my thing about those two, is like they both will typically get kind of like pigeonholed. You know, Brad Pitt's just always supposed to be like that super cool, dope dude that's just like, you know, Matthew McConaughey, like cool as shit, like all right. Like, dude, it's fucking Brad Pitt. Like, dude, he looks good and he just looks good. And then you got Jonah Hill is just supposed to be like, I'm a stoner, I fart and pick my butt. He's not. Like, they both are not that. Like, that. They are such pristine actors that they can literally embody. Dude, I assure you, like, so hard.
I don't think I've seen anything McConaughey's done that I haven't liked.
Correct.
Yeah.
So Jonah Hill in War Dogs, right? His character in War Dogs, I'm watching him perform this, and I've already seen him in probably at this point, like, 9 or 10 different things, and I've loved him in everything. And I'm watching him in this, and I'm like, dude, not only do I love this character, but I'm loving him doing, like, dude, this, I feel this. I feel this for myself, but I feel this for him. Like, dude, he's selling it hard. Dude, I don't care if you're buying or not, he's still selling it. This is all he's got all day long. Like, dude, this is... For that purpose alone, dude, he honestly, like, really sold the movie, like, for real. Yeah, Jonah Hill's a dope actor, man. He's, from what I'm to understand, probably a dope dude too. I mean, I've seen a couple of interviews, and he seems, I think he's like super dope, like 90s rapper. Like, he knows his fucking rap history hard. East Coast, West Coast. I think he says he's more proficient in East Coast than West Coast or something, one or the other. But so, dude, I watched him do a thing where
I didn't realize any of this. This is all news to me.
Dude. I was just random rabbit hole kind of stuff, and all of a sudden it's just like Jonah Hill answering questions about 90s rap, and he's just, as the question is, and both of us almost simultaneously like, bang! I was just like, yo, he knows his stuff. I'm like, yo, if I was in a room right now with him, I'd be giving him like high fives, mic drops, like whatever I could do to back this dude up. Like, he's killing it. And he's just like, well, he was being humble about it. That's why I'm like, I feel like the interviews I've seen with him, Deuce probably pretty dope. So he's not just like a dope actor. He's a dope dude. And which I would assume, Brad Pitt and Matthew McConaughey, because, I mean, all them cats.
I was a big fan of the hip-hop scene growing up. But, I mean, it's I would say it's not, it's dead. It's not what it used to be. I mean, and that's just my humble opinion.
In the mainstream.
But
there's still plenty of underground that makes it exist.
Absolutely. And they're
always go like overgeneralize them, man.
Well, when it comes to
why are you so negative? Why you gonna be putting down hip hop and rap?
It is kind of to be expected, and things are cyclical too. We know
rap is something you do. Hip hop is something you live.
Hip hop is a lifestyle. That's true, and that was represented by what there were the 5 main pillars, right? What are the 5 main pillars of hip hop? Help me. What? Dancing, right?
Dancing, breaking.
It was breaking, graffiti, rapping. Oh God, I'm gonna get killed for this.
Well, dude, you're putting me on the spot too, man. We're sitting here drinking tequila. I think they're gonna accept this. It's all right.
But anyway, yeah, there was.
Well, breaking, graffiti, writing, Oh Jesus! It's the whole point behind like the five senses, the five fingers of death. That's why it's always like that. Yeah, it's the representation of that. Fact, this is an exact reason and complete perfect example of why. Fact checker, please, we need you. Everyone listening needs you. Yeah, no, but yeah, no, for real.
And I'm
fact checker.
by far any expert on hip hop. I know what I like, and and my favorite. You know what my favorite hands down hip hop album ever is, right?
Please don't say Milli Vanilli.
Why would that? What? That was what?
Crisscross?
Who would know?
All right, good. Just making sure.
Dude.
Nah, just...
I thought we were cool, man. That's messed up.
Cool in the gang?
I'm just saying.
With the ego?
I know we're not on that show, but I'm just saying.
No, I'm trying to get you slimed right now. I don't know. Oh, I got myself.
So my hands down, my favorite hip hop album, and it is kind of a late hip hop album, so it wasn't at the early, and maybe some
like
of that
mid '80s. You're talking like late '90s.
So
relative.
So my hands down, my favorite hip hop album is the GZA, Liquid Swords, Wu-Tang, without a doubt, the best album. Every track on there is killer.
Well, but so
that's and it's opinion.
What
I'm allowed in my opinion.
The only thing I'm going to differ with you in what your statement is that's not a Wu-Tang album. It's Wu-Tang supported. It's not a Wu-Tang album.
Adjacent, like you
correct, but that I want because there's going to be
in that family. It's like, dude.
That's why I said it's
not one of their
Wu-Tang supported. Yeah, it's not a Wu-Tang album.
Not their mainstream focus.
No, that's.
But there wasn't
because on top of that,
there really wasn't a whole lot of that, to be honest.
Well, because on top of that, there was plenty of other cats in Wu-Tang that were doing their own thing, and they were all supporting each other. Because you still have Gravediggers, along with GZA. Dude, the RZA was doing his own stuff. Ghostface was doing his own stuff, right? ODB started doing his own stuff. Meth did it. Then all of a sudden, you're bringing in like Redman along with it.
Well, I mean, it's some guys that weren't even really necessarily because I don't think Capadonna wasn't technically part of the group. Wasn't that like a kind of a branch off?
Like he was just another one of his dudes that was just hanging out, and they were just like, dude, you're family, baby.
If I get this wrong, please don't crucify me for it. But
if anything, it solidifies we need a fact checker.
Well, yeah, there you go.
We might start being able to pay for this.
And like I said, I just said, I'm not an expert, so that's my disclaimer, but I just know what I like. Right? And
good ass written
Liquid Swords
shit.
is just like the poetry in Liquid Swords is just divine. I mean,
I'm gonna go one step further. F all the lyrics and the amazing production that couples it. The samples. Oh, dude. See, right? The samples alone make that album.
Absolutely.
Like, dude, that album's dope by itself.
Well, it's like...
But the samples are dope by themselves. The samples and the album together, pure hotness.
I mean, you turn on the album. What was the name of the movie? Shogun Assassin? When you turn on the movie,
Shogun's Assassin.
When you turn on,
there's an apostrophe S.
The album. You turn on your CD player and you play the first track on the album. The first thing you hear is the opening quote, right, to the Shogun Assassin, which was apparently such a violent movie that it was banned in like so many different countries. And I watched it. It's totally tongue in cheek, ridiculous, off the wall.
Yeah. I gave you my copy.
But the quotes that they took from that were so right on. And were all the quotes from that?
I believe.
Like all the little snippets?
Well, there was other ones from other ones, but no, the ones that were notably the same individual, they were all from Shogun's Assassin.
There was a lot of stuff
because it was the son basically expressing all these different things.
Because I remember Five Deadly Venoms was a really popular one too, but not like Shogun Assassin. So I'm pretty sure most of the sound bites were taken from that.
Pretty sure.
So if you don't know what that is,
but if all right, I'll give you one because I don't want to butcher him because me, I'm gonna butcher them all. But it's like, the father speaking to the son. He's like,
oh yeah,
he's like, you must choose the ball or the sword. I know you don't understand, but you must choose. Yeah. You choose the ball, you join your mother. You choose the sword, you join me. And he's basically telling me, he's like, you either get to live a life of like happiness without knowing, or you live a life of like death and solitude by picking. So it's
you choose the sword, you choose me.
Yeah, you choose the
choose
ball,
the ball
you join your mother.
in death.
In
Is what he
death.
said. You join your mother in death.
Well,
So it was one of those, really. But if you've seen the movie, it's hard to even take it seriously. It's so cornball. Like the special effects are terrible.
that's from like 1970s.
But it's
I think I'm pretty sure it was like early 1970s, like
something
74
about
or
the
73.
lines and the background music in the movie itself that was cut for the purpose of the album was like perfect because all the music in a way was written around that. I mean, their whole thing was all about, kind of turning their vocal skills into like a martial arts of sorts. I mean, that was the whole kind of play on words that they did.
And that's why, like, I love, this the thing that popped in my head was the Dave Chappelle episode where it's like they're drafting the different members to join the other, collectives, and it's the Asian. They're like, it's their turn to pick the draft, and they're like, we pick the Jizza, the RZA, the Ghostface Killer. And they're just like, wait, the whole Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, dude. Ghostface Killer and
METHOD, man. Yep. And that's the thing is, they're like, oh yeah, they're like, yo, we're gonna take that because I agree. Is they embraced that? Cause to me, Japanese or Asian culture is very much about loyalty, family. It's perpetuating that cycle of having pride in your systems.
And I'm not studied up on this, and maybe I should now, but I believe some of the members of the group, including RZA, who was basically, he's the guy that does all the music in most cases. Like he does
there's a main
the DJing and
there's a main writer, there's a main producer, and there's a main beat maker in a sense.
So RZA's the beat guy, as far as I know. I mean, he's.
I believe so. I want to say,
but the Jizza happened to beat ahead. We form like Voltron, and the Jizza happened to beat ahead.
And that's the thing is, I believe, so RZA is a producer,
right?
Jizza is a music
master poet, dude. Sorry.
He's the music executive, so he's the one that like runs the show. So it's not even that he writes lyrics, because I believe I'm trying. Oh God, I forget right now. I'm drawing a blank, but Gravedigger, I think it was Ghostface. So there was like one or two of them that were like the lyricists.
Well, the Riz is always on the label because
he's the producer.
He did right, but he's
the music maker.
He did the tracks for the basic track, and everybody kind of added on. Yeah,
that's what a producer is.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, but the
lyricists write the words. Producers write the music. Music execs put it all together. So they sell it to the right places. They get it in the right pieces. They have the right managers, whether they are, they outsource or they're the ones that make it all work. Right. And then all of the lyricists beyond that is you have the physical performers, which would be like ODB and all them cats.
What's that line? Who's your A&R? A mountain climber who plays an electric guitar, but he don't know the meaning of dope when he's looking for a suit and tie rack that's cleaner than a bar of soap. Right? I mean, and he's just telling you right there, because that was the big thing with Wu-Tang, is Wu-Tang, they wanted, like you said, it was all about keeping it in this family, this tight-knit family. So they did all their own loyalty. Like you said, it was loyalty. They did all their own production. They did all their own
support.
And in a way, like I think they actually used to go around to local clubs and bully. That was like, especially when they were younger, that was their fun.
Maybe I can't attest to that.
They go to clubs and they just blast people off the stage.
I'm more aware of them basically on the stoop. I got 5 on it kind of shit. Sipping 40, smoking blunts, just bullshitting on the stoop, just like running the mouths. Because it wasn't even that they were like. I mean, so that's the thing is, dude. Like when you just used to sit around, like all you did was just rap because that's what all the people you looked up to did. Because in the ghetto, that's pretty much all you got.
But the rap was an artistic way to talk shit, in a lot of ways. Like
poetic license.
There was the party cats, the kid and play types, where it was just all about having fun, Kumo D, like.
So I've always heard that there's 2 reasons to pick up a mic. You either got something to say, or you're here to get the party started.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
If it ain't one of those two things, sit the F down and wait your turn.
But it's like, you hear somebody blast off like that, and it's just like, I don't know, every line just oh, and like to the point where you're like, damn, I wish I could write like that. Like it all just fits, it's beautiful.
Any and every time Triumph pops on and I hear ODB just start running his mouth, this is Wu-Tang forever. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm just like, yeah. And you just, same thing as like you just did before, where it was just like, and MET. It's like, anytime you get one of those tracks,
it's just flow right off the tongue. Yeah, because it's the way it was written, it's the way it was pieced together. I mean, it's just, and I know, I'm tripping on this one thing, but.
Well, but dude, I don't care if it was 30...
This is going to come up, and it's going to be in a search at some point.
Again, this solidifies we need a fact checker. We may or may not be able to pay now. Hook us up. Yeah, put your resume in the comments. This is for real. Oh. Again, must include, can deal with our bullshit. Yeah, we sound like fun. We're really not.
Please, baby, please.
Yeah, right, but dude, whether it was ODB or Ghostface or, any one of them cats. Inspector Deck, like all of them. Dude, it didn't matter if it was somebody else writing it, somebody else producing it. They all spit it like it was all theirs because they were backing one another. Dude, that's family. I love family like that.
And I like classic, man. 36 Chambers is a classic. That is totally
36 Chambers is like the rawest, dopest album in my...
That kid.
Dude, I produce my own music on the side, right? That's a whole other thing I've just been into. You know this. We're both music cats. One of my favorite tracks that I love to death that anytime I get to listen over and over, dude, it has like one of the rawest, grungiest, gnarliest bass lines that was written specifically as like homage to a 36 chamber style, just like dude, music engineers. Yeah, dude, music engineers understand. That's that like old. Everybody's like, oh, dubstep. No. 36 chambers. So there's just this gritty, grungy bass line, and it was written specifically because
this is the funny thing because I'm remembering back too, and it's like you try to hook up like on a budget, right? You try to hook up your car, and
no budget on hooking up the car.
Well, for me, it was like
the budget that was for you. Like my car was worth like a third of what was in the trunk. Yo, if you're gonna roll OG Cali style, that's how it is.
And I laugh at people now, but I was there.
$1,500 car, $4,500 stereo.
I was not there. A couple $100. But...
Oh no, the $4,500 was on discount. Yeah, I had money in the trunk.
For me, I was happy if I had a set of MTX, which were like was pretty much like
for you,
quality for a price for a cheap.
That was a nice entry level. Yeah, no, I was rocking Orion as soon as it was, and I knew what was what. I was just like, oh wait, there's real stereo. I was like, I'll take this, please. Thank you.
What I was trying to say is you couldn't play one of those songs when you're doing a sound check because it made your speaker sound like it was broke. It was that gritty,
What? Because
it's like the trunk rattle was worked into the sound itself,
So
it was that grimy.
As a cheap, broke ass music producer, I'm gonna speak personally real quick. As a cheap, broke ass music producer, there was a level of respect for what 36 Chambers was because that was a limited, fund produced, high quality. To me, it was almost the epitome of like Nirvana's intro into the mainstream, right, dude? It was so gritty and raw.
Never mind the album.
So low budget that you had to. I don't care.
And it was just what 3 people,
dude. Right. So
kicking ass.
36 Chambers or Nirvana's Nevermind. Either one of those albums. If you're not nodding your head to it, you ain't feeling the music. You need to go to like church or get a God or like go to like campfires or Kumbaya.
I remember the first time I heard that song. And
which song?
It Smells Like Teen Spirit, which was like, 3 weeks after coming out, you were like, could you please stop playing this song? But I remember the first time I heard that song, and I was like, oh, wow, these guys are going somewhere. I mean, it was just, there was something about it that was like
see,
epic.
this is going back to like Columbia House shit, where it's like buy an album for like 5 cents and stuff when you like buy enough. No, this is for real. Old heads, we know this, right? To put the stamp on it, throw your whatever.
Catalog sales, what?
Yeah, so hearing about them was like MTV kind of stuff, and then like being able to buy albums as soon as I heard, because I mean that was the first thing they put out. Having that as like a reference, I was just like, for another 15 cents, I'm getting this album. It's like, and I'm getting Bleach, which most cats don't even realize. Yeah, that's the first album. Like that was even. There was just even grimy. There was a rawness, and that's what I think of. 36 Chambers, same thing. There's a rawness. F the gritty, not the actual gritty. We love gritty. No, F the grittiness. Like it was raw, and there was.
And I can respect that because that's what we're trying to do, right?
And there's a rawness beyond just the lyrics. There's a rawness in the music. There's a rawness in the production. There's a rawness in the overall culmination, the belief and spirit behind it. Because it's just like, this is what we got. And I don't care if you're buying. This is what we selling.
Right.
I respect that.
And no apologies.
F apologies.
And we don't clean up the way we say things.
0 F's given.
And one of the things I thought was really cool and really creative on the part of specifically why I like Jizz's album so much is that you really, I mean, I'd have to go back and check again to be sure, but I don't remember really that many curse words on that album. You didn't need it because the guy was such a genius writer.
What you mean in comparison to like today's albums where like every other word is like,
it's like, come on,
yeah, dude. F this or, N-bomb that or like,
it's like punctuation,
Which,
like this,
there's very few cats that can actually take like N-bomb to N-bomb, and you're just not like, oh my god, he's just so repulsive. You're just like, holy crap, dude, keep going, bro.
It's to the point where you
Lil
can't
Wayne
even
and cats
it.
like that, dude. There's a few people that can be vulgar and sell it, but yeah, I think like what you're saying in comparison, yeah. Dude, cats of today, they're being vulgar to be vulgar.
Can I use the Breakfast Club reference?
Yes, please.
For a moment.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like I was saying before with Breakfast Club, you use it once or maybe imply it twice or 3 times, but use it once like in your face at a time when you're really trying to express an emotional high point, it adds punctuation to it. But if you're using it like a comma or like a period in your sentence or like an adjective that you can throw in whenever you want.
Or an adverb.
Right,
both.
Either or, whatever.
I know. The caveat.
The caveat. Exactly.
Well, right, but it's almost like the beatboxing idea where you give it just the appropriate emphasis on occasion where your brain just wants to fill it in every other time for you. You're like, nah, he said it like, it's like, you need to listen again, buddy. Yeah, you think you heard, but you didn't.
Yeah, you got to put the emphasis on the right syllable. I'm just saying. Yeah, but I mean, to the point where, not to say there are no curse words, I believe there are a couple, but
there's several.
There's several, but
you're correct. They're well placed and well deserved because they literally add that emphasis. It's almost like an additional prop. It's having PowerPoint and it actually works. And you're not just reading the bullet points. It adds to it. It emphasizes. It drives it home. It's a legitimate usage.
Oh wait, what album was that when they were talking about torture? That wasn't the same album, was it?
No, it's 36.
That's 36.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 36. Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, keep feeding. Yeah, feed you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna put that thing on the stove and just let it sit
there for like a half hour. Stick it in your ass, slow like.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's 36.
Sorry, we're probably stopping.
Yeah, because it is. Because that's the right before I think they go into the METHOD.
Yes. I think I don't want to stomp on copyright, but I'm just saying that.
Because I think that was like for the Tiger Paw or whatever before that, where that's that gritty bass line that.
And you know if you're out there, you remember it. I don't care if you wear a suit every day now. You remember that when you were a kid. You remember that whole bit. You probably can still got it memorized, and you can do it with your friends, just like I'm doing right here.
Again, if Triumph comes on, dude, if ODB, you know, the double album Dog Shit comes on, dude, I'm quoting.
Dude, I remember for like a week I was playing Gravel Pit every time I got in my car. You remember that one?
I'll be honest, I couldn't stop playing ODB's Dog Shit. Dude, don't want it if it ain't no. Yo, for real, dude. ODB.
Maybe I like it.
Oh, yeah. Which one of my favorite versions of that is when they put the Muppets to it, and you just have like the whole Muppet crew doing that, playing the piano and everything. Where it's like, da, 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 da. Oh, dude, oh my god, I can't.
It hurts. It actually hurts.
In every way, and it's good. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and to me, that's that.
Yeah, what was it? The dog that's playing the piano. He's like, "Baby, I like it raw."
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh my god, that's so inappropriate.
Well, yeah, but so you in the same point where you get like, you know, the piano like rep, and it's just like shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yeah. Give me the mic before I yeah, dude.
So I can take it away. Yeah,
man.
Off on a natural charge, bon voyage.
But that,
from the home of the Dodgers, Brooklyn squad.
Yeah. Yo, baby, I like it raw.
Dude, I think we're just kind of off on tangent the entire show today. That's what's going to happen.
You always feel that way, but again, this is the green room.
Oh, it's all fun though. I'm loving it. This is
what happens when I bring tequila.
That's what happens. This is starting to feel a lot more natural, though. And I'm going to say it again. Like I keep as I'm listening and doing my homework, I can feel the difference from show to show. There definitely is for both of us. I mean, it's not just
30 years of.
I don't know what I just did there.
When you get excited, it's like 5-6 octaves.
I do.
Yeah. You. Yeah, so, 30 years, relationship. Salud.
We've saved each other from the fire a couple times, right? In a way. Physically, emotionally.
One time each for good purposes.
I remember going through it. Came to you when I broke up with my high school sweetheart.
Right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. No, I got it. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
What?
It's my job to corral, but yeah. Yeah, I remember the story. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So you came to me.
No, but I mean, we were only like 2 years knowing each other at that point. Really? I mean, if that, no.
Year and a half?
Yeah, not even.
About a year and a half?
So, yeah. I mean, we go way back, man.
Yo, riding the bus together and everything.
Yeah, this dude...
Yo, tell him the story. Tell the story about how I used to ride your bike to your house.
This dude would take my bike. Take my bike. No, I was cool. It's cool. He would take my bike and ride back to his place, which was like, 5 minutes down the road by bike. I mean, it was literally right around the corner.
Wait, if you took the fun way, maybe. 2, if you were like, I'm going to run through the field and be there real quick.
But whatever. I mean...
Sometimes you're in a hurry.
The point is, you were right around the corner.
Correct.
By bike. It might have taken a good 20 minutes by foot, but 15.
Yeah, it was like a 12-15 walk.
Yeah.
Just because of the way you had to go like roundabout, because there wasn't like a direct route unless you want to like walk through like property and yeah.
So you take my bike, go back to his place, and the next morning ride my bike back to my house, park it at my house, and then we'd stand at the bus stop together.
Now, explain why we would do this. Why is it that I would ride your bike from my house to your house so that I could take the bus slightly later, because my bus stop was the first bus stop. I opted to ride where it was, I think it was like 20 minutes later, because in doing so, by going to your house with that extra 20 minutes, what would we do? Be honest.
What? Have a smoke?
Smoke? No, us. We'd have like 2 or 3.
Well,
so much so we'd be on like the 3rd or 4th, and the bus driver looking at us. Yeah, Miss K, the dopest chick ever.
Dude.
She's like, I get it, that's honey. So go ahead, hurry it up.
That's so funny. You just reminded me of that because I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I'd say her real name, but that she always say Miss K because most cats couldn't pronounce it.
She would sit there with the door open, like, really, guys, and we sit there and hotbox the last.
I know. She's like, I get it, hurry it up, come on, we got other kids to get, let's go.
Like, you come in like your fingers would stink all the way through, like, second period.
Dang, dude, there's like yellow resin on our... Dude, hot boxed my butt. That's, dude.
You
Yeah.
know, my family may actually be listening to these at some point, so...
We were,
I was 14 when I started smoking
I
cigarettes.
said we were 13. Who gives an F? Nobody.
I was about 14 when I started, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I used to take my lunch money and use it to buy, like, packs of
Oh, dude.
Dude, so that was my thing. Like,
Statute of limitations is out at this point, but I don't think I want to... Dad, I love you.
So moving from Cali to here, right? In Cali, I had hustles. Right? We've talked about this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I did many a thing that maybe I am or am not proud of. But long story short,
What did I say?
the
Candy pusher.
Candy pusher. Yeah,
Candy
I was
pusher.
a candy pusher. I like that. That's a dope.
That's going to be
dope
on one of the
expression.
titles. You'll see it.
No, it's already there.
Oh, did you put it in?
Oh, now it's there.
Oh, it's now. Okay, we're in now.
Yeah,
now.
oh,
All right.
yeah.
I love it.
But
Salud.
so moving from Cali to here, I lost all my hustles. So I had to find new
You
hustles.
got no connects. Yeah.
Dude, I didn't have nothing because I moved in the middle of summer. Like I barely the whole time we're like moving into the house, and I'm just realizing.
See, had you asked me, I would have told you there's a dairy farm back there back in the day. You ride up that hill, not far from you actually. You go down and you go around and you go
I'm
up
gonna
there.
hustle like a dairy cow. I don't.
No. They used to have a little candy section. They would sell their stuff at like cost. It was banging. We used to go there all the time.
Well, that didn't work because you all had like your own freaking like student stores and stuff, and you had like cheap ass this, that, and the other. It's like, all right, well, I ain't competing on them prices.
No, but like I mean,
Dude, trust
you
me, I
wanted to
tried.
get, what was it back in the day? It was like the Willy Wonka candy. That was the best. Any one of them,
Yeah, again, I tried. Dude, there was no margin.
and it was like
I was smart enough
you
for
would
that.
get it like pretty much at cost there, at the dairy farm.
So, anyways,
They had a little candy store. So anyway,
7-Elevens, we did whatever. I went through them all, dude. I was not competing on prices. There was no way for me to cut. There was no way for me to cut out. So I had to find another hustle.
these people had no overhead, so their candy was cheap.
It was just the way it was. It was whatever.
It was a side.
Cali, there's a markup. Outside of Philadelphia, apparently not. I'm just saying.
Yeah, if you want to ride your bike through a bad neighborhood 20 minutes away,
For Jolly Ranchers,
for Jolly Ranchers.
yeah, that's worth 10 cents a piece, baby. At least it was
And
when
what,
I was 12.
I mean, would you like seriously go in there and like buy up the shelf real quick? Like, I'll just buy this box of Jolly Ranch.
I was just about to say.
Like, did you have a gig set up with the store owner?
No, I'd roll in with backpack and literally just go to the
It was
shelves,
clean house.
grab a couple of boxes of the sticks, put them up on the counter, and dude looks at me, and then I sit there and I just start counting out bills, and he just goes, boop, 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 boop. We just start running through it. Yeah, go ahead, run that. Dude, what, I got bills, baby, let's do this. Yeah, no, like, dropping $20 up, dude. Again, I was making I was making $5 to $10 a day.
Meanwhile, I was really good at spending money. I don't know.
Well, so again, I moved from Cali to here. I don't have a hustle. I'm like, yo, I got to make my money somehow, right? Because, like, don't get me wrong. My parents made me clean house, mow the lawn, like every dirty deed you can imagine, and just to get like some allowance, like maybe $5 a week. They were willing to double it because I didn't like spend it. They're like, all right, if you're gonna put it in the bank, we'll add to it. I'm like, all right, cool. At the time, I didn't realize it. That was pretty dope. You're getting double your money. Like, all right, cool. But I'm basically earning $1 a day to clean and maintain.
Well, you're messing up anyway, really.
This 2,000 square foot house, which people get paid like 100 something a day to clean.
You get $1 a day.
I'm getting $1. Yeah, right. Yeah,
Well, you're also getting paid room and board, right?
Yeah. So no disrespect, but so from a financial standpoint, I'm going from making like 5 to 10 a day to having to like clean house and clean up after everybody else's s to like make $1, and room and board. I'm gonna do, this is effed. This is effed. So the amount that it would cost for me to be able to buy lunch, in comparison to what I was getting to buy lunch, afforded me the ability, I started buying cigarettes and whatnot, because as a 13-year-old, just like straight buying packs, now all of a sudden I could sell them for like an extra 50 cents. So now all of a sudden, like, I'm buying like packs and packs and packs because they'll sell them to me because they don't give a crap back then. And I'm selling them for like a little bit extra for the kids that ain't willing to put the effort out. And the money I'm making off that, now I'm buying skateboards. Now I'm buying like, give me a carton of Marlboros. Dude.
You remember the whole mentality back in the day, though? Like, you almost planned it out so that the store owner wasn't standing out in front at the gas station when you went in to use the machine, and you made sure you had exact change when you went in there because you didn't want to stop and ask anybody.
No, bro.
Oh, you were just brazen.
You
go right up to the counter.
Straight to the counter. Eyeball my man. Pack of Marlboro Reds. Straight cash on the cash. Because, dude, when you know what
I don't think it was as stringent back then, too.
Correct. But you look them, dude, same as like if you go to Mexico like 20 years ago and you're 9, you look at the bartender.
You're looking them in the eye.
Yeah, you might be like looking up, but you're looking them in the eye. You're like, cerveza, blah, blah, and they're just like, ¿sabes qué, man? Money, your money's good here, right? Dude, I straight up rolled a homie, bruh, and I got to a point where I did it again and again. Now all of a sudden I'm rolling in with like $20, be like 2 cards, give me a pack of Newports, give me a pack of Marlboro, and they're just like, here you go, buddy. Dude, he don't give a shit. He don't care. Now I'm starting to sling. So it took me like 2 months, like 2.5 maybe, like 2 months-ish of enough like rolling capital. All of a sudden it's like, dude, I started slinging stuff on the side, dude. You kidding me? Because there was plenty of cats that are like, they had the money, but they didn't want to like take the, like, geez, I don't know. But it says, hey, to pack Marlboro, and dude, I didn't care. Because again, dude.
Oh, you'd be hooking up other kids for, yeah.
Because I was used to having that hustle.
Yo, I'm telling you, if you put yourself in the right place at the right time, dude, that's a buck of smoke. Somebody's too chicken to go to the store. They don't want somebody telling their mom.
So, all right. So,
that's $1 a piece.
So just like I taught, the candy hustle, I'm gonna break some more knowledge. Well, because so you and I go back like tight as can be, right?
Right.
You're looking at me like this is new privileged knowledge, right?
This is, really.
You don't shit where you eat.
That's true. Yeah, you got to be careful.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, right?
Oh, ouch. Okay, yeah.
If your friends don't know and your family don't know, government probably ain't going to know neither. Real talk. Conversation over.
And you were 13.
I was 9 when I kind of started to learn those lessons. My OGs used
LA
to be
ages you really quick, apparently.
My OGs. So where I grew up, we didn't have porches. We had garages or semi stoops where it might have been
like steps.
It might be like a step or two.
Yeah,
it's not like the stoops you get in like Philly where you get like 4 or 5 steps, a nice little spot. Like no.
Like 1 or 2.
Dude, it was like a small concrete pad and a step or two. Boom.
Or like the high top step, just one.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have stoop per se. We had like stoop adjacent. But so my OGs would chill, garage door open, cars sitting inside. Because ragtop down, you got to keep that upholstery cool, baby.
Yeah, and you don't want to be running the top up and down, so you put it in the garage with the top still down.
Top up and down. No, you had California top.
Oh, it just stayed off.
It was either off or you clipped it on.
Yeah, you pulled
Most
it
likely
off,
you kept it off, and that was just the way it was.
Oh, forgive me. That's right. See, I grew up here. I don't know nothing about that.
So again,
I did visit San Diego for 2 weeks when I was about 14 years old, and it was, I tell you what, that really is one of the nicest places to live. It is beautiful. But that is not where you grew up.
Where I grew up was also beautiful, but for other reasons.
Yeah, but San Diego is actually supposedly one of the nicest places.
Still is
to live.
Still a very nice town.
L.A. probably
Temecula.
Where you came from.
If you don't want to do like San Diego, if you don't want to spend the money,
you don't have a lot of
Temecula.
money in the part town that you live in. That's a whole different. Yeah, it's a whole different thing for you.
So my OGs again, because we ain't got like stoops for the most part.
Right.
Yeah. No, for real. So garage door open. At least a low rider or 2, barbecue pretty much right, just shy of being under the garage door because we had California doors where the whole thing came up. It wasn't like sections where it was like ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. No, it was a single door that raised.
Wait, those I'm thinking those old school aluminum chairs with the vinyl lattice, right?
Yeah.
Do I have this right?
Yellow, white, and red, blue, yellow, and white. Yes.
Like the old cheesy back in like the late 70s, they came out with those things.
Yes.
They're like,
Not a joke right now.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like
For
aluminum,
for real.
like the locking chairs
Yeah.
that would, yeah.
Yeah.
Memories, man.
So my
Do they even
OGs,
make those anymore? I mean, not like that. They don't.
maybe in Albania, I don't know. But they still like on the 1970s, freaking surplus. So my OGs, that's I'm riding my bike up in the street, like going like on my little skateboard, my like $9 by $9.99 Target skateboard.
Wasn't even Target then.
Dude, if you call it Target, you were fancy, I
It's like
guess. I don't
Kmart.
know. Yeah, right, whatever. I'm like going up and down my block trying to just be chill and, not get my butt whooped in plain daylight as usual. Like, oh, we're going to play football. Yeah, I'm in. Cool. Because, I don't want to get, if you keep getting put down and you keep standing up, eventually, as I learned, they stop knocking you down. So me going up and down my block, watching all my OGs doing their thing, like, yeah, man, you got cats chilling in their driveway, just doing their thing. And it's like, yo,
Like sipping on a 40, sitting in a lounge chair.
how is it Wednesday in the middle of the week at 10 a.m.? I should be in school right now, and I'm just like skipping, being a bad little kid because that's what I was doing. How are you just sitting outside, chilling, 740, smoking blunts, doing your thing with your lowriders, your bomb ass lobombas? Yeah, how is that possible?
It's so funny because when you moved here, all that, your parents were trying to step it up. Like they were trying to get up out of that.
They were keeping me alive.
I never saw
and out of jail.
any of that. So when I tell you, like I remember I think it was only once actually. I went into the area of Kensington to go hang out with some dude that I knew through some other dude. And when I tell you, like,
Hanging with a guy that knows a guy.
I'm just saying. And like, I just remember how funny it was, and it was like culture shock for me because, like, if my mom could have looked in the window and saw me at that moment, she would have slapped the shit out of me. I mean, like, I did not grow up around that. And the weirdest thing was, it was like, I'm sitting here feeling like we're making too much noise, like a parent's going to come down. And the next thing I know, no, this is the funniest thing. We're in Kensington, mind you.
Yeah, that's funny.
The parent does come down, and the only reason it's an issue is because mom doesn't have any stuff.
They weren't
but
brought
the kid
into
does.
the circle. Yeah. For real. Yeah. Welcome to my neighborhood, dog.
I'm like, wow, okay, that's weird.
Yeah. The expression is, yeah, why you holding out?
Right.
For
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. That's mom. Mom! And I'm like,
Yeah, Ma meatloaf. No, Ma is like, yeah, what's my name? Skip McGickin?
my eyes must have looked like tea saucers.
You're
At
right.
that moment. I mean, I was like, what?
Deer in headlight kind of.
Seriously? So, yeah, did not come from that part of town. Absolutely not. But it sounds like that's, yeah, totally different. So, when I experienced that for the first time, I was like, yeah, okay, I got it pretty good. I had no idea until then. It's so weird, isn't it?
It wasn't until I moved here, East Coast, white suburbia, literally, so much so that I had to write a poem called It Always Snows. Yeah, metaphor intended. Again, my OGs, they basically taught me, it's like, it was some like Miyagi stuff, even though they didn't like tell me to wash the car. They didn't literally show me wax on, wax off. They showed me the end result, and it just, eventually I got to a point where I'm like, yeah, all this, it's kind of like when, somebody decides to join a cult where they're like, this kind of starts to make sense here, buddy. Dude, it was making so much sense that, yeah, dude,
Well, like, and this is all, like you were saying just a minute ago, like this is all kind of, a lot of this is news to me because we never talked about this when we were kids. You came from you came from a part. Well, first off, you were born in Spain.
See,
So anybody that truly knows you knows that you were born in Spain. You lived
vivo en España. Yes, sí, sí.
you lived on a like a military base.
No,
or off.
Yeah,
off
ranchero.
base?
I lived on a ranch.
All right,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, we had a 1 acre plot where we had horses. Yeah, we had goats, pollo. We had chicken. We had goats. We had we have all these different animals. We're getting huevos. Leche, and we're living off the land. I was born on a freaking farm.
Now that was until you were the age of
Almost 2.
Okay, so that's way. I mean, you don't even really.
So what? While I don't remember, my linguistics was I was already processing Spanish as my language for the most part.
As a baby, basically.
Y también inglés. So a little bit of English because my mother was very much. She was home all day taking care of my sister and I, so she learned Spanish because she had to because my father's working. He's military, so he's on base all the time. And we live off base. So, there'd be months where she wouldn't even...
store or something, you need to learn how to...
If you need your horses to get checked, you got to understand what they're saying. So she would watch American shows that were in Spanish that she had seen enough time where, the words started to make sense. She taught herself how to speak Spanish by being immersed.
Huh. Okay, yeah.
So, being raised in that fashion, here I am almost 2 years old, and, we moved to, California... to my grandmother's house, abuelita, and she's, it's very much an English-speaking neighborhood for maybe a couple of months, as we're getting settled into our, like, where we actually moved to, which was supposed to be, an up-and-coming white collar. Yeah, it was never up-and-coming or white collar, like, for real. Dude, it went down and down and down.
Not to cast aspersion on anything, but basically you were probably you had a good tan, but you were basically generally speaking the lightest skinned person around. No, okay.
So in Cali, because you're out in the sun. As like a little niño, like a little kid, just you're out in the neighborhood, like you're just in the sun.
I remember I was outside all the time. Yeah.
Well, so
not in the neighborhood, but in my neighborhood.
So
in my little neighborhood,
when I would tan up, and my because of the sun bleaching, my hair would turn blonde. I'm blue-eyed, light-haired. Dark skin, but not as dark as my other neighbors, but still dark enough. So I look like a northern Spanish child. However, in comparison to my actual like Guatemalan, Honduran, Mexican friends, like my neighbors, in mi barrio is
my neighborhood. Yeah.
They are looking at me. I'm still light skinned. I'm brown.
Right. Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
Indian, Chicano,
too,
like I'm as close as like to minute bowl as you can get from being white skinned as possible. Like I am brown.
My brother used to try to say I was the milkman's kid because I would tan up so much.
I never got
so I understand.
Same similarity. However,
he would just burn, so it never made any sense.
I was referenced as a güero. Some of you get what güero is. Mr. Gemini's like, well,
I'm looking sideways at him like I never heard this.
Yeah. So güero comes from the expression of empty egg. Well, so empty egg meaning without content or color. So güero, in its traditional sense, being empty egg, transitioned to lacking color. So as because again, remember in my neighborhood. If you're a dude, you get told your mama jokes, or you're a little girl that gives it out. Un puto maricón.
Yeah. You were saying this.
Yeah, blanquito. Sometimes it was blanquita. Dude, it was just...
Whitey. Basically.
Not even whitey, but little girl whitey.
Yeah.
Yeah, little girl whitey. Yeah, little...
Or like blanquita.
Blanquita was... yeah, güera. So sometimes it was güero or blanquito, but sometimes it was like güera or blanquita. Now, it was... So
do you get the impression that this was always out to hurt you, or in some sense, do you think some people that were saying this might have been trying to toughen you up because of where you lived? Just to get real, I'm just...
growing up, like, so being born in Spain, being raised in my neighborhood, I'm very aware that this is the culture. Yeah, no. See, so you either talk the trash or you cry about it. This is what I was.
You had to pick a side.
This is what I was taught. Yeah. Well, but psychology and ethics teaches me you have 3 choices, not 2. You can either deal with it, try to change it, or you can walk away from it. So I was taught younger, it was either you can deal with it or try to change it.
Or you can learn to fight or you can learn to run. Really.
So without knowing, when I started to fight back, when I stopped being the fattest, shortest, fastest kid in my block, mi barrio, when I was like no longer like Blanquito fucking Rapido, dude, I was that kid who actually got picked first round. Time to play some jungle ball, right? Like, yeah, football in the streets kind of stuff.
Well, now it's not he's the chunky kid. He's got some weight to throw him around, man. He's got,
It was beyond that. This is the dude, uno blanquito, no más. Dude, this is the little whitey that don't take no more. Yeah, no tengo nada. I don't have nothing. Yeah, I'm about to unleash. No toca nada. I don't play nothing. You do, for real. But dude, that was the thing that started to change. This is also when I started to actually play soccer, as well. Football, like real sport. So, not soccer, football. But that's that thing is like, dude, when I started to step up, when I started to just be like, hey, sabes que, you know what? I don't know, 0 F's given. When I started to live for me, that's when I stopped getting my ass whipped. And I started to get the OGs to notice me. So me rolling up and down my block, seeing my OGs doing their thing, I'm like, yo, they taught me without me even realizing. In retrospect, I was able to be, capable of understanding this. It wasn't until I was like, like 14, 15 when I started to comprehend, until I was like 25, 30 where I was just like, yo, and me even now at like 40 something, that I'm just like, hey, sabes que, tranquilo. It's like, yo, we all just gonna be
cool now.
Hey,
we're cool now.
We're just gonna be
good.
Yo, why I gotta do? That's why on a Tuesday or a Wednesday afternoon, they're in there with the barbacoa, it's carne asada, just flipping it on the grill, lowriders in the garage. Is he a fucking cerveza y mota, just chilling, dude, right? Tranquillo.
¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué pasa? You'd be like, hey, ¿qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa, hombre? And they would just look at you and just give you the nod. They wouldn't say shit. Yo, OGs don't speak. Hey, you know why? ¿Sabes qué? You know why? I don't need to speak for you to hear me.
That's true.
1, Russ. 2, OG. For real. So going back to
What do you mean? Can you grab a plate? Just grab a plate, man.
But so this
what do you needed a permission?
You need a mentor.
You want permission? Look, hey, this Bato wants permission, bro. What should we say? No.
But so going back to my my further point was like, so being raised that way, yeah, like I'm in a different place than most cats.
Yeah, I would say so.
But that's why. So you're just now looking at me like, holy crap, is this for real? And it's like, so here's the deal. True OGs, this is, again, yeah, put your ears on. You want to learn? Yeah, you laughing. This is lessons. Yeah. When real G's talk, you shut the F up. There's a reason why those who were close had no clue. There's a term for this. Like, for real. They do, like, when you get down to it, because if I get popped, you can't have any cognizant ability of it, right? Because if you don't know, this goes back to the MK Ultra thing, right?
I can't be guilty by association. I have no idea.
Right, MK Ultra, if you're literally a different person, a different persona, and your mind doesn't know it, you can't rat on yourself because you don't know, but then you also don't have that guilty conscience. So, the combination thereof. So if you don't know.
It was like a time-lapse hypnotism in a way. It was like there was a certain, because we were talking about this, there was a certain cue that would be given, and it would like unlock that killer instinct. And it was like the minute that was done, and this is as the story goes, but the minute that was done, it would shut back down. You'd be a normal person, and it was like, you hulked out, you did your thing, and you're Bruce
Correct.
Banner again, and none the wiser.
So the legal term is culpable deniability.
Right, yeah.
If you literally don't know,
you're not culpable.
well, not only that, but even if you got on a polygraph or whatever else, you literally don't know. So there's a reason why. So you watch.
Well, and like we were talking before, though.
So you watch all those OG gangster movies like mafia stuff. Why do you think the wives knew even though they didn't know? Culpable deniability. If you only have so much knowledge, you could be like, well, I mean, did I question it? Yes. Well, didn't you think that was suspect? What? He's providing for me and taking you to. When you have that.
Have you seen my car?
When you have that limited knowledge, it's a lot easier to support your unexpected expectations of the situation. So there's a reason why those who are close don't know. Because you're not supposed to.
Well, now basically what you're talking about is, like, now you're kind of in a situation where you could be in the know, but you're actually choosing to be ignorant because you couldn't afford that lifestyle without that. So now you're culpable by association, but you just kind of turn a blind eye, which that's a wild thing to consider when you think about it. But yeah.
All right, so parents knowing stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna out myself right quick. Right out. I was literally. I mean, I'm a reference. You give me a second to think about this. I want to make sure I'm 19. I'm 19 years old. Mother and I. We're just chilling, doing our thing. We're on our way to something. I forget what the event was. Like, we're literally going to a show or something, right? Still living with them because I'm 19. I didn't move out till I was 20. It was like 6 months later, so I think I moved out or something.
You were still going to school for auto mechanics?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was my earlier vocational education. We're on our way to an event of sorts. I think it was like a concert, something. Turns to me, I had this dream the other night. Yeah, passive aggressive. It wasn't a dream. Yeah, no, that's the easy way to bring it. I had this dream. Yeah, you're not Martin Luther King. Stop bull. Yeah, no, 0 F's given. Tell me the truth. What's up? I had this dream the other night that you were dealing out of the house and blah, 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 blah. That's hilarious, Ma. That's crazy. I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like Christopher. I'd be like, this is news to me. The craziness you're suggesting. I'm like, what? This is not a thing. I'm trying to, lawyer speak out of it at 19 and shit. Yeah, hard. Yeah, mad hard. I was running.
This is how she brought this to you?
Yeah, because I'm literally wrapped in this 1990 Astro van. I'm in this box on wheels, can't go nowhere. Kind of hard to avoid the conversation at this point.
Because, Ma Deuce, she likes to corner you. I'm saying.
Passive aggressive.
I love you, Ma. I love you.
Oh,
But I remember, in
the now, my mother and I very much. Yeah, mi madre es mi corazón. She's my heart. Love, yeah. Te amo, mi mami. Yeah, I love my mother. My mom's dope. I love you, Ma Dukes. Te amo. But yeah, no. Literally box me in on wheels. And it's just like, I had this dream. No. No.
Mom was the one you were truly scared of.
No.
See, that's how it was for me. But anyway.
You see, I grew up in the street of hard knocks. Yeah, you could run your mouth as much as you want. When you physically hit me and it hurts, that's pain. Yeah, physical pain is different than emotional pain.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I learned, emotional pain you can get up from. Physical pain, sometimes you got to lay down for a hot minute. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna say that again.
Honestly, though, which one sticks with you longer?
Emotional, if you allow it. Yeah, that's perception.
You're like, I still feel that beating from 10 years old.
because it taught me a lesson. Yo, hey, you chastise me into believing that heat is going to cause pain. You physically put my hand in the fire. What am I learning from? Thank you. So again, yeah, you at home, you think, oh, emotion. Yeah, no. I just learned in the past couple of days, because again, less than a week ago, you spiritually saved my life. I am fully aware. Emotional pain is 0 F's given.
Oh, emotional pain is it?
Yeah, it's a mother effer. I get that. You know what?
I'll take, I mean, and not that I've had to experience all that much physical pain in my life, but you know,
you have.
I have kind of died once.
Which means you were subconsciously unaware and physically unaware.
I didn't break bones, though. I mean, I wasn't into sports per se, so unless you consider billiards a sport, I don't really think. Oh boy, the handleless handle is coming out.
It's a gentleman's sport.
Just to let you. Yes, but I don't know. I mean, is golf a sport?
See,
I guess it depends on what you consider a sport. I don't know. Not important, but and nothing against anybody who loves to play golf, because I think it's a wonderful pastime. I think it's great. I understand it. I've never personally gotten it. Never really.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you placating me right now?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think it's I see how it could be something about it's that because we've talked about this before, like that, like focus, like that. Nothing else is happening at that point when you're at the tee box. You're focused on what you're doing.
You have to be one in the now.
In the now, which is one of our favorite.
Because 2, you have to give every shot its due worth. That's the only way you can truly win. Every shot is that shot that brought you back to win. And every real golfer knows that. Because, you could be 30 strokes deep into a horrid round. You could be on like the 7th hole and be like 40 strokes deep already. And there's like, dude, there ain't no way you're coming back from this. Every real golfer knows, yeah, you can. Because all of a sudden you start getting like a birdie, maybe an eagle, another birdie. You start pegging these real deal holes where you're just knocking off strokes. Those first 8 holes only got you warmed up and to the point where you're like, F this, I'm doing it. And you just start banging them out. Dude, golf is... This goes back to the statement I said about Scarface, man.
Well, it's like living, like you said, living in the moment, though. But yeah, go on. So Scarface.
But that's what it is.
It's living in the moment.
You have to. You literally have to. You have to embrace every component.
Well, and what I mean by that is that you're not letting what just happened affect what's going to happen. So there's no connection there.
Correct.
It's literally
even though it's still a part of it because you have to give it its due worth.
Yeah, and not to over accentuate like to the point of nervousness, but hey, okay, this is where I kind of goofed the last shot I took, so I'm gonna make a little adjustment, but it's all calm, cool, collect, and each shot is its own thing.
So I'm gonna say this: golf is about being impeccable. And the reason being is, and that's why, my reference would be Scarface, and I love this dude because it was the most honest or impeccable reference I've ever heard about golf. And when he said it, dude, my heart chakra was just like wah wah wah.
Now you're talking about the rapper.
Yeah. So I mean,
because you've mentioned.
Wait, I forget his exact name. So in the reference of his name was because he's like, hey, I'm so and so. I'm not Scarface. So, but I don't recall. So the easiest way for me to reference is Scarface. So Scarface is in the middle of getting clubs fitted for him because he's been playing for years, and it's like, all right, I've reached this level. Now having clubs fitted to me kind of works within my construct, which in and of itself should remove strokes. In doing so, confidence is built, which should actually reduce strokes, which means he should then at that point also get refitted for clubs. And long story short, he's getting fitted for clubs. He's going through, hey, this, that, and the other. One of the questions from, the editor or whoever, he's just like, what is it about golf? Like, what's your deal? Like, what's it do to you? And he literally is just like, I can lie to you, I can cheat you, I can steal from you, I can, all of these things. And he's like, you can't lie to a golf course. You can't steal from a golf course. You can't cheat a golf course. Playing golf is by far.
And I'm trying to think what episode we did discuss this before.
Yeah, I think it was like 6 or 7.
I'm not trying to detract because this is important.
Yeah.
That's why it's coming up again. But
it was one of those things that it gave me reference to understand why I love golf so much. Because regardless of being out in nature, which in and of itself, you know what it is to score a birdie at like 7:45 in the morning when the sun's coming up over the hills and the hawks are flying and the bugs are just coming out, the dew's coming off the grass. Like,
one might be tempted to say a religious experience.
Beyond. Yeah, hand to God, the Sistine Chapel kind of stuff. It's in those moments that not only am I appreciative of, I am thankful for and grateful for being a part of this world. And those are some joys that I really look forward to. Yeah, dude, because you are so
for any
humble.
of those that are paying attention, that is your moment of stillness.
It is. That's why I started getting back in my practice stall yesterday.
That is your physical, because a lot of people, I was touching base on this, and I can't remember what episode exactly, but I was touching base on this before about, like, everybody has that activity
that
they
thing.
do. And I'm not talking about, it's not strictly religious.
Yeah, I think that was like episode
but
5
there's a connotation
or 4.
there. There's a connection to the everything in a way.
Actually, I want to say it was Green Room 4 before episode 5.
I'll have to go back and listen to actually know whether.
Yeah, I was listening. I'm pretty sure that was what it was. Fact checker. But yeah, go ahead. It's one of those things.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah.
It's not even cathartic. It's better than that. It's a culmination of your true internal expression of happiness and joy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just step away here for a minute.
hey, size kid, man, get out of my way, yo. It's I don't
honestly, and this is God, we gotta stop saying that.
You gotta stop. I started saying I'm.
This is what I love about this
be.
connection, and you keep saying you don't want to bring guests onto the show, and I understand that because it's this connection that we have that.
I don't say that. I've said recently I feel as though this show is
it's about us. Yeah, but it's not about us.
Correct. Whereas there could be a branch off where we can bring in additional. This almost seems to be very much a cathartic platform for you and I, which is current.
I think it has to start with you and I.
And that's when you said that, and I agreed.
Yes. Awesome. Pound. Totally agree with that. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a quick break. This is a pretty long Green Room episode at this point, so I'm pretty proud of it. We've had a lot of fun. We're going to take a few minutes, maybe have a snack, pour another drink, and figure out what it is we're going to cover. So we'll see you in 2, or you can just reach over and
hit that button.
That's it.
That's what she said.
Okay, well, let me just do it, and I'm just going to, okay.
Say the head.
All right.